Hello, welcome to Including You Journals. This is Cynthia. Thank you for joining me today. I'd like to share an easy device for holding ephemera. If you're a beginning journaler, or even if you're a seasoned one, don't laugh. Many journalers are also sewers and use sewing machines and make absolutely gorgeous journal holders, or journal ephemera holders, I should say, folios of types. This one is inspired by Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventure, and it's just an accordion style that is put together, a very thin file folder cardstock with little pieces of fabric there, and also the little clear strips of acetate that can be used for holding smaller pieces of ephemera. And I created this. It doesn't look anything like Wendy's. Wendy's is wonderful, but I just had to prove to myself that I could make one, and early on I created this for myself. But I seem to be a klutz when it comes to using lots of things, but especially something small. I don't use any type of tweezer to get in there, and not all of my ephemera pieces do I leave hanging out so that I can easily get to them, and therefore I may have to reach down in there with my finger, and in doing so I tear that acetate off. I also came to the point where I was trying to use larger pieces of ephemera, and granted, for those of you who are sewers and enjoy just crafting of any kind and creating the ephemera folios, you can not only use these for small pieces such as a little dragonfly, butterfly, a stamp, or what have you, but you can use it for something larger. For example, if you put something like this in a bottom little pocket, it can go all the way up to the top of the page. But again, because I'm such a klutz, and I was beginning to make lots of ephemera, or at least fussy cut lots of pieces of ephemera for journal making, I decided that I needed something more, and I just set out on a journey to try to figure that out. For me, this works great. Many of you may laugh because it's kind of a lazy girl's way out of creating an ephemera holder or folio, and it is just simply some type of a dollar store photo album. And I like this because the pockets are so much larger, and I can keep larger pieces of ephemera without them falling out. And I've just used this over time and have been thrilled to be able to have this. It has simply been an easy way of storing ephemera. I really like to cut lots of ephemera before creating a journal, simply because it makes my time of sitting at the table and playing more enjoyable rather than cutting a piece as I go along. Some people I know just sit down and cut and create as they go. I try to think about it a little differently and have those pieces cut out, and then I like to just simply play. But notice the larger birds here and the larger butterflies. It just seems to keep them a little more pristine without getting the edges turned backward or forward and bent up. Also notice that I decided I still needed some pockets that were maybe not very small, but at least smaller than the tall ones, so that I didn't have to put my hands in there and then tear up my album by doing so. So I simply took a pair of scissors and cut across, and I'll show you that in just a moment. I did not measure. I did not even try to cut a straight line other than just eyeballing it myself. One thing I did notice is that I have created 6 small pockets right in the front of this journal, and that's not necessarily working out wonderfully for me, because the more they have gotten filled, the more it has distorted the page. I think I would like it better had I created a small pocket or two, and then flipped over and created a few more small pockets as I've gone back, rather than having them mostly all in one place. But this is something I've used, and I've really enjoyed being able to use it. I'm already filling up another album, and you can see that I have begun here in this manner to cut two. I thought I would just show quickly how I've done this. Here are two more that I have cut, but on back through here, I think I will choose to create another one. And if you would like to have a straight line, you can use, of course, a ruler or whatever. I happen to just pick up an index card and thought that I would try this, because there again, lazy girl's way out. I would rather eyeball it, but for the purposes of a video, at least I thought I could grab an index card. You must be laughing at my folly, but there is a perforation to these cards, and if you will take the time to clip all the way over, they tear out very easily, and they don't spoil the integrity of what you have. And of course, if you're laughing at me, you will notice that I tore off my bottom pocket rather than the top, and this isn't going to work. I'll just have to tear the whole thing out because it's open all the way through. So much for trying to do a video and sharing that information there. Let's try it one more time, shall we? So in putting the index card here, I will remember to tear the top portion off. And of course, I go quiet while I'm cutting. But it's just very easy to tear that out. It comes out easily. It is perforated, and it's just simply just comes quite naturally. And then, of course, one of the things that I really like about these little album pockets is, whether they're short or whole, I get a pocket on either side of a divider that is put into each of those. So I love that I have now two pockets. And again, if I'm using a large one, I have a pocket on one side and a pocket on the other side. I can show you that here. For example, here is a flower on this side and another on the exact opposite side of that. So it's such a great way of being able to use that. I hope that you have found, or maybe had an idea, something that will spur you on of doing something else. I don't know if anybody else has created this. I have looked and looked for ways of having ephemera holders, maybe baseball card albums, but those pockets, again, even though there are many pockets in that, they're smaller. I just simply don't enjoy taking the time to craft something of this nature. Yes, it was fun, and I could prove to myself that I could actually do that. But as far as going forward and just keeping something for myself, again, here's the lazy girl's way out, and I guess I'll just have to own up to that. But this is just a really easy way, especially if you're a beginner and you just simply want to get some ephemera and you don't have the time to create, or maybe you are like me, you're not a sewer, and as such, and you just want a way to house your ephemera and make it handy for you when you are creating journals. This might be a good way for you to begin. I'd really like to thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you'll join me again. Thank you.